shots a day. There is no ASMR. It's just ASS. That's all you get when you come this way without a single R, dude. Like, it's just nice try, A for effort, but like
that's what I thought
on the Mascol spot. I just don't have it. I can't do it. I got no BB, no ASMR. I got nothing. I got 1, 2, 3. That's all I got. That's what I do.
Well, we'll leave it up.
Can you hear me on this one?
I can hear you on that one, yeah.
Switch to this one then.
All right, let's try this. All right, we're gonna do a quick switch here.
Yeah.
It's a lot easier to grab.
That's what they yell out. My throat's up, Mr. Yager.
Now we've got to figure out how to get all of us in the picture.
We'll just have to.
The same ball as like the canister company, right?
Well,
like
well, and you know and you know like what the commentators call it, right? Ball arena. We call it the sack.
Get the hell out of here! No,
I swear to God, yeah, we call it the sack. I swear to God.
All right, I'm done.
That's it. Yeah. End the show, Johnny. Go raid somebody. We're good.
We call, I
On aircraft last week.
I'm glad. I was gonna say I'm glad Coastal gave that lady his 2 inches worth. I mean 2 cents worth. I'm sorry.
You got Marky bad. I love it. No, that lady, like, she wasn't even discreet about it. No, you can ask Johnny. She, like, literally leaned over John's shoulder and looked at my phone.
But you know what doesn't suck? This show. This show doesn't suck.
No, it does not. The show is awesome.
Everything is awesome.
Yes.
Oh, no, not everything is not awesome. My throat and I feel terrible is not awesome. Believe me.
If you're a Broncos fan, it is today.
Pats fan, it is today too. 5 straight, baby.
Yeah, five in a row for the Broncos, 5 in a row for the Pats.
And hi, I'm a Dallas Cowboys fan. Football's awesome. It wasn't the 90s, guys.
I mean, people still have VHS tapes of the 90s.
I have a VHS tape of the last time we won the Super Bowl. And if I had a VCR that worked, I'd watch it.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, how are we doing today? See who we got. We got Hunter, we got Queen, Bruce Wayne's over in YouTube, kicking it down over there.
Hey.
Wild One Grim is there as well in Twitch. How you doing? Coastal resubscribing for 40 months. I do see that as well. And Zach Minger 4,300 or 4,300, whatever you want to call it. National Pumpkin Day is today. Lucas is dressed for the part.
I should have worn my orange. I look like the Great Pumpkin.
All right.
And yes, Hunter, I don't hate football. This has just been a really bad football season all around. High school team I coach, we're in a rebuilding. We had 4 seniors this year. So if anybody knows anything about high school football, when you have 4 seniors, it's really hard to play from a leadership perspective. And the Cowboys are just awful again. So go Bruins.
Go Bruins. They're not doing so hot either recently. So.
They beat the Avs yesterday.
Yes,
so.
they did. They did do that.
I get to look forward to.
Celtics haven't won a game yet.
Like Duke until the Final Four, and then we all know what happens when Duke gets to March. They'll break your heart somehow. So,
I mean, the Bruins can actually make it interesting this year. I don't see the Celtics doing anything this year. So,
I think the Celtics get in. I think they have to do a play-in game. I think they win the play-in game, and then I think they're ousted in the first round pretty quickly.
Yeah, no, it's kind of a rebuilding year.
It's a wait-and-see year while Tatum gets healthy.
Yeah. All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another edition of the Dudes and Belts Recharge Show here on Twitch, YouTube, and Rumble. I am your host, Johnny Deathdrop, and yes, we're going to be talking about everything that happened on this past Thursday's episode of Charge. Episode 469. If you haven't seen it yet, go check it out on youtube.com/@RMP Wrestling. It should be on the front page. Check it out. And if you want to catch it live, the premiere every week, tune in at 7 p.m. Mountain Now time. That's 9 p.m. over on the East Coast every Thursday. Oh, no, Wednesday. I'm sorry. Wednesday for the actual premiere charge. All right. Brett Martinez, is this actually live? Yes, it is. Considering I just read your name. Yeah, there you go. See? We're live.
As Bruce Waynes would say, recording live.
Yes. We got the Remy D over there on Twitch as well. Looking for the prosecutor. All right, there you go, Lucas. Subscribing for 40 months. You and Coastal have the exact same amount of months.
Yeah, we're twinsies.
What a coinkydink. Before we get into everything, of course, let's introduce the panel. On the left, he is the one that lives way up there on the east coast of Maine. He is the one and only Coastal Crusader.
What's going on, everybody? Sorry I sound a little off. I've been screaming a lot for football and just not feeling that great. But I'm here with you guys, ready to talk about the charge that we saw Thursday and some very interesting developments that we got to talk about.
Does it really say?
Especially one with Damon. Or Wednesday. Sorry, it was Wednesday. See? I'm even messing it up.
Does it really say restream over on YouTube? I am going to kick rocks. No, it doesn't. It says live show. Live show, Dudes and Belts Recharge. Review of episode 469. It didn't say restream. How dare you lie to me? That's weird. Anyways. And on the right, he is your resident encyclopedia. He used to be, at least as of right now. He might fit back into that role at some point down the line. CMS journalist and current commentator of Rocky Mountain Pro Charge, the one and only Lucas Bradwell.
What is going on, everybody? Yeah, this was a crazy episode of Charge that we've got to review. Some things that I didn't think we'd see, Coastal, that we've got to talk about. So a lot of stuff going on that we're gonna dive into all the way in the deep end here on
There's
this
a lot
episode.
of things that could happen if people just thought differently, and I hope they start thinking differently.
Oh, I see, Brett. All right, so it says restream bot because I can actually see the YouTube comment over on Twitch as well. The restream bot helps me not having to switch between Twitch, YouTube, and Rumble every time to catch a chat. I can just look at one chat, and that restream bot tells me where you chatted from, and it's on. I'm using Twitch right now, and I can see you chat all the way in YouTube on Twitch. So that's what the restream bot is. Yes, it is live. We are live and in color, and yeah. Ready to talk about episode 469. Oh, which, by the way, we do have a guest coming on as well later on in the show. We will have our reigning Charge champion, Caden Koyama, on this show as well in about an hour's time. But before, of course, we get into that interview, let's talk about what happened this past Wednesday. Let's start off with a Lockettes tag team match between Itza Lola going up against Punkin Morgan and Big Daddy Mo. Who would have thought that Punkin and Big Daddy Mo would be coexisting on the same team together?
That's exactly what I was just thinking, Johnny. It's like, didn't Punkin just steal the belt from Mo like 2.5 months ago there? And they had a big feud over that. And now that I guess when you hate two people as much as they probably hate Lola and Itzel, that you can put those bygones to be aside and you can beat up two people you dislike with each other. And this was a lot of back and forth. I mean, Lola and Itzel jumped them right out of the gate. They kind of have the advantage. But then Punkin and Mo start after the bell rings, really start going at it. We see the best version of the stink face since the Nasty Boys, in my opinion, is Punkin's armpit in the corner there. definitely a move that I grew up knowing, Lucas, and I know you did too from Knobs and Sags. It was just it hits a different place when I see it when somebody do it. It's great. Um, this match though, it ends a lot like every match that Lola or Preston is involved in. You know, when as soon as you think that you can't beat the opponent, Preston finds a way to give you an advantage. And he does that with Itzel, where he tosses in the Lawcast Championship and she cracks Pumpkin right in the back of the head with it. And that's it. They get a win. Lowell and Itzel get a win, albeit, I think, under very questionable circumstances, Lucas. But this has just got to be a thing. Like, at least Pumpkin still has a belt. Mo has now lost the championship, couldn't get it back, was kind of cheated out of it to begin with, and a bunch of times been cheated, been in triple threat matches. I'm kind of worried about where Mo goes from here because this is another loss, Lucas.
Yeah, and you don't want to get losses right now, especially with kind of the influx of new talent that's come, or talent that's been returning, talent that's starting to be on here on a more consistent basis. It's now things are starting to get kind of jumbled. So any kind of loss, whether it's a loss in a tag team division or in a tag team match or in a singles match, every loss is going to count, and that's gonna make it hard for Big Daddy Mo. But let's also look on the opposite end, and let's look at who got the victory in this one. Itzel got a big victory. That's going to be, and Itzel's kind of been on a little bit of a roll. If we kind of go back the last couple months, Itzel's had a couple nice victories. She's defeated Izzy a couple times. She's had some singles wins in this division. Itzel could be a major player coming up. You look at her; she's got experience, albeit not necessarily with Rocky Mountain Pro, but just she could be a dark horse in this Lockettes division. And for her to pick up the win and it not being Lola, that's a little interesting to me. So something to look forward to. Pumpkin might have some more challengers that she maybe wasn't prepared for, and Itzel could be one of them.
I mean, it also says it later on in a piece we see from outside. She makes note that she pinned the champion, so shouldn't she have the next title shot?
Yeah.
Notice Lola was out of earshot when that happened. We can't glaze over that.
Right.
All right, I keep on forgetting I mute myself. All right, we all set with that one?
Yeah. Yep.
All right. Couple behind the scene segments that we saw leading up to the next match. Coastal, I would assume you are very interested in this interaction right here between Damon and Dustin. You could tell that Damon's still reeling from Shocktober.
You absolutely can. And he's trying to put together a plan for vengeance. And, this is like when two brothers get really mad at each other or two really good friends. Like, I know they haven't been friends for a very long time. I'm not trying to say that Dustin and Damon are out hanging out. No. They have not been friends for a long time, since the wake. And we all know why they're not friends right now. But I got this vibe of like, fine. Like two best friends just fighting with each other. Like, I don't need your help. Fine, you're not going to get it. Well, fine. And then it's kind of like, I got this feeling from Damon. Like he almost has this look in his eyes that he's thinking in his head like, God damn it, I might need them. And makes me really happy. Like, I don't need the wait to get back together to run Roughshot and do what they did before. That can only be done once. As a fan of Rocky Mountain Pro, Lucas, as someone that wants to see the best that this place has to offer, I want the Wake to come back and get rid of the law office.
I agree with you. I do too. I want that.
I cannot believe I just heard those words coming out of your mouth, Lucas.
I do want it, but but Johnny, listen, hear me out here. But the thing is I don't believe it's going to happen. And here's the thing. Do what I like it. I can't because and here's why. You're expecting me to believe that the most stubborn man in the world, Damon Ace, is somehow going to swallow his pride and humble himself after just having one of the most dominating title reigns. It's that you're telling me you want me to believe in something that is just it's completely unbelievable. We know what the person Damon Ace is. We know that what you're asking of him is to humble himself and how is this dynamic going to work? How is this dynamic going to work? Because it's not the same as it was for several years ago, Coastal. Damon Ace was not in the same point in his career as he is now. It's and now so who's going to give up that power? And you're also now, if you look
Thank
at it,
you. Thank you.
And yes, and we're going to have the charged champion on, who arguably is the greatest champion that we have here in Rocky Mountain Pro. You expect him to take a backseat to someone?
No.
The NRW champion?
Hold
No. And
Hold
how is
on.
that dynamic going to work?
Hold
You
on.
tell me. Explain to me.
You're making it seem like I want them to come back and run roughshod over the country. Over the
No,
company.
no, I get
Deep
what
down,
want.
you know
I
you
don't.
do. Deep down, you know you
listen to
do.
me. Listen.
So,
the dynamic
so that you
works-
can go to Atlantic City and buy beers for them again.
Listen, the dynamic that's beside the point. Great night, by the way. That goes besides the point of saying I don't need them to come back and be dominant again over a long term. No, that's not what you call in heavy hitters, special forces, things like that for. You need a job done. I think everyone in this company could stand if the law office didn't exist, because they seem to affect every single division in nefarious ways, with their leader, that rat Preston, buying things, rewording documents, using his magic Sharpie whiteout pen, whatever he has to make things happen. You bring back the most absolutely dominant faction for one sole purpose. You bring them back to take care of the law office. Once the law office is gone and Johnny and Caden have their revenge on that little rat Lucas, Dustin gets his revenge for being jumped numerous times by these guys, and Damon gets his revenge on the professional, as he was. He was a very good interview last week. I didn't appreciate a lot of what he said, but that's besides the point. I don't have to. He backs it up. What he is doing right now and what we see later on the episode of Charged from Wednesday, what we saw then, he's very confident, and he should be, because he has all these people with him. He has a gang to beat up Damon. When it is 1-on-5, it's real easy. You put the other three most dominant people when they are assembled together, and those four take out the law office. After that, Dustin and Damon can beat the hell out of each other. I enjoy watching that. Caden can continue his dominant title reign. So can Johnny. He can make that NRW his own legacy. They just need to get rid of Preston in the law office.
But I just don't see, especially when it comes to Damon and Dustin, to coexist even
Listen.
for a one-off, dude. I
Listen.
just don't see it
What
with
is
the amount
better-
of history that they have.
What is better, the devil you know or the devil you don't? For Dustin and Caden and Johnny, it's the devil they know. They know Damon. They don't have to trust him. They just have to trust that he understands the greater good is to get rid of the law office. They don't have to trust him beyond that. The devil they don't know is Preston, because you don't know what he's willing to do, what he's willing to sign, what he's willing to offer to get his own way.
They do know. Caden knows as well as anybody. He had Preston working for him, and and here is the big difference. And I think we got a very good clarification from Marcio Santos last week when he was a guest on this show. That's why the law office works so well. And I hate saying this, but they work well because is Preston kind of the one in charge? Yeah, but he's not. He's working for his clients. He's the one that, and everyone understands what the hierarchy here is. Preston knows that he's doing what's best for his clients. Marcio Santos definitely we know that he is not working for Preston. It's the other way around. That's been been made perfectly clear, and we know that, and everyone kind of knows their role in the law office. I don't think that even if it was just a one-time thing, that everyone would know their role in the wake now. Everything
Does
would.
everyone know their role in the law office, Lucas? Why don't you ask Dylan Anderson what's more important, his
Uh,
title shot or Marcio's?
Well, he still seems he still is the good soldier and does what's asked of him every
That's
time.
because he's absolutely crazy, Lucas, and you're telling him to go
Well,
beat up
but
people, and that's his favorite pastime, other than breathing and
Preston
sleeping,
knows
is
that,
beating people up.
and Preston knows that, and Preston knows how to move his chess pieces.
But
He
do you
knows.
remember seeing when they were having the celebration of the amazing night of the law office and Dylan lost that he didn't look too happy. I'm just saying, not everyone over there is equal. I know they know a hierarchy, but they all think that they're number one, and they're not. When it all comes down to it, they all pay a certain individual to make them to make them cohesive, to make them get the good spots.
Well, and as
Ask
much as we
Johnny
don't like
and
him,
Aiden what happens when you lose your purpose, which is to make Preston money.
Well, you can ask him that later on.
Oh, I plan on it.
Marcio Santos, I bet you have a poster of each member of the Wake glued to a doll at home that you make out with every night, don't you?
wow.
No. I mean, that seems to me a lot of projection there. I don't want to get into that, but no, they're not really my type, Marcio.
All right. Well, there was another interaction.
I just appreciate really good ass kickings, and I like to see it from, a dominant faction, not one that pays a over glorified bean counter to make opportunities happen for them because they blow the opportunities they have themselves.
Well, I mean, you can't disagree that the law office has become a force to be reckoned with here at Rocky Mountain Pro, whether or not Preston's leading or not.
I can argue that. I can, because Preston gets them all their title shots. So therefore, without Preston,
And they capitalize more than half the time.
Yeah,
I'm not
capitalize,
saying
and
all
that-
the time.
And that is what he's paid to do. I mean, he does his job,
right?
and
But
they
what
do
I'm
their job.
saying is, what's more impressive? The fact that Lucas what's more impressive, Lucas? The fact that Preston can continue to get title shots for people that lose, like Lola, like Marcio, or is it more impressive that they don't get the opportunities on their own, and when they do, they have to have somebody else to cash in? Preston is impressive. They are not.
See, and I disagree. And I can't believe you're making me defend the other members of the law office. If we have seen anything out of the law office, the talent there.
Cease and desist is a good example.
They are a great example.
I'm not saying the talent isn't there. The talent is definitely there, but it just seems to me like without Preston, they might not get as many shots as they get.
But that's what he's there for, and that was what we used to say the same thing about J.K. Pop.
Yeah,
we used to.
Yeah,
we did, because there was a time where they had lost their tag team titles to full send, and he made it out. He got in to he wrapped it around to the point where it turned out they didn't ever even lost the titles because he did some kind of lawyer gymnastics. That's what he does, and we've said the same thing about other people. So he does his job, and his clients do their job, what they're supposed to do. Now you're making me crazy because I've got to go take a shower because I feel very dirty defending the law office. Thanks a lot, Coach.
Marcio, I won't read it out loud. Coastal, you can read that out loud, and while you read that, we can move on to the next topic.
Ooh, fat joke. I'm fat? Oh my god, I didn't know! Guys, why didn't one of you tell me?
Well, you didn't ask,
Holy
to be
crap.
fair.
Yeah, you didn't. You didn't ask.
You didn't ask, to be fair.
Try harder, big guy. Low-hanging fruit much. Holy crap. Haven't heard one of those jokes since I was in elementary school.
All right.
That was kind of low-hanging fruit, to be honest. Yeah, that was bad.
It was brown fruit. Ooh, pulling mushrooms there.
All right, there was another interaction that was actually very intriguing as well. Tortured Souls talking about their 6-man tag match coming up, and I don't know if you guys noticed, but Kevin Coe's demeanor towards the end of that segment there definitely a little bit of an eye-opening moment there. Your thoughts?
My thoughts are exactly what you just kind of said. It's an eye-opening moment. I think Kevin Cohen now understands I don't need these guys. Like, what are they talking about? Like, that look he gave Lucas at the end was just, and he walked the other way. To me, it
Yeah.
was like, yeah, whatever, guys. I don't really care about you anymore.
Uh, I'm getting the kind of impression that it's like Bravo and mainly Bravo, but Montevideo too. Like now, all of a sudden, now they've got a champion, the Rocky Mountain Pro champion, in their stable, and it's almost like they feel like they're de facto uh, Rocky Mountain Pro champions, and you could tell that Kevin Kovic kind of feels that way too. It's like, okay, guys, you're basically riding my coattails. It's kind of the impression that I'm getting, and I maybe I'm reading a little too much into it, but I kind of feel that way.
Mr. Gaten, how are you?
I'll be right back. Sorry.
Oh, okay. All right.
How do you feel about it, Johnny? That's how I'm. That's the vibe I'm picking up.
I mean, that's basically it, to be honest. I mean, you guys basically touched on it. No, and the way that Kevin won at Shocktober might not have been ideally the way he wanted to win. So maybe for him, maybe he wants to, I wouldn't say go alone, but try and put more of an effort to be a more fighting champion with minimal outside interferences or any Torture Souls activities as possible, because he probably feels like he kind of got given the RMP championship to an extent, and maybe this is his time to maybe prove that.
I like that. I actually like that a lot. I think this is a great opportunity for Kevin Koa. I think he kind of came on the scene, kind of took people by surprise a little bit that he even got into this position to get a Rocky Mountain Pro title.
I wasn't surprised.
I know
Yeah.
you. I'm not saying you and I think this show has kind of been on the Kevin Koa train, but I think he's caught a lot of the Rocky Mountain Pro rascals a little bit by surprise. I hadn't heard a lot of chatter about Kevin Koa, but now he's the champion, so now you have to take him seriously, and I definitely think that maybe going away from the Tortured Souls a little bit, or at least, I'm not saying that he's going to split from them.
No, and I don't think he should, because you should always have that security blanket there in case something bad were to happen. But the way that his demeanor was towards the end of that segment, and then when he actually walked the other way compared to Jason and Montevideo as well, it's a tall tale and sign. And
very, very much so.
He was a decent teammate during the 6-man that we're going to talk about later on. So it's not like he's completely abandoned the Torch of Souls whatsoever. But I think he's starting to have those thoughts in his head that, yeah, I made it here. I feel like I don't deserve it yet. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So
I see that as well.
Welcome back.
Thank you, sir.
All right, just in time for another tag team match, Cole. So we had Southside Hustle going up against Pretty City Express.
Yeah, this was another interesting tag team match because we haven't seen Southside Hustle together. Southside Sammy's been here, there, everywhere except with Two Dame. And then we have Pretty City Express, who's looking to get back to the top. This was actually a very interesting match for me to watch because I didn't really see Pretty City Express use any of their nefarious tactics. A couple times they would get the referee's distraction, but it wasn't as, obvious as it used to be. I was really impressed with the way that they're still working. They're working amazingly well together as they always do, but it just seems like everything is extra angry and there's something behind it. Little extra emphasis on everything. And I think we saw that with actually the way they finished the match. It wasn't their traditional finishing maneuver they do. It was like a neck breaker combo that they did, and it really put Two Dame down hard. I mean, they get a win here. Southside and Two Dame, they looked great individually. Lucas, I just something's missing that was there before, and it's not there now. Pretty City Express, they move up in the rankings, as we know. They're well on their way, but I remember a time ago when Two Dame had said that the goal was to win the tag belts, and just Sammy doesn't seem there with him.
I get that as well. I'm kind of getting the sense that, there's a little bit of a disconnect. Why has Sammy not been around much lately? That's kind of the one question. And maybe there's a little bit of jealousy. I don't know. I don't want to go there. But ever since Two Dame won the Colorado Cup and won the Ignition Championship, there has been just something just a little bit off. Even though I think they both try to make it seem like everything's okay, but you can just tell. Even when I've talked to Two Dame, he's always concerned about where's Sammy at, and I don't know why he's not around. So there's definitely something off with the communication. There's something off. They're just not connecting well. But now it's a problem for the tag team division because it seems like Pretty City Express is back to operating at full force, and they are. We know that when they are operating on all cylinders, everything's clicking on all cylinders. They are as good as any tag team, not only in Rocky Mountain Pro but in the United States.
Ring generals.
Yeah, absolutely. Both are ring generals. They are an awesome team when they are clicking on all cylinders. It looks like that is back. So Chapa City better be prepared, because I think they are going to have a couple contenders. Pretty City Express being one of them. So yeah, we're gonna see that the tag team division is loaded, guys. We've talked about it, and so here we go.
They probably got the best all around ring psychology as a tag team I've seen so far in this tag team division by far.
I mean, the only ones that come close to working as cohesively as they do are Atiba and Bruce, and they got the belts. So
yeah. I completely miss our former RMP champs comment in the chat. Marcia, when your knee doesn't buckle your own weight, maybe you can start commenting on others.
To my recollection, your knee was okay until two of your now buddies beat the heck out of it. It's just how I remember things happening.
All right. And Marcia goes, I didn't know Uncle Festa joined the chat.
Talking about Damon.
Yeah, talk about Damon. And then, of course, he had a throw in Coastal's direction. I think Coastal read that one already.
All about the break I took.
Yeah, the Twinkie break.
Man, I mean, he's got to get some new comments. I don't even like Twinkies.
Yeah,
Like, at least pick something I like Christmas tree cake or something.
Yeah, that's an overrated snack, by the way. That's just a hot take, but Twinkie's overrated snack.
Oh, 100% agree.
All right. We have our reigning charge champion, Caden Koyama, in action last Wednesday night, taking on Just Nick for the charge championship, as always, and as it's been every single week since you won it. He has retained the charge championship for another week, and maybe we'll see it on this show in about a half hour.
Mind if I go on this one, Coastal?
Yeah.
So yeah, this was another this was a shining example of what Caden's all about. Another competitor that, not a lot of tapes on Just Nick, especially not in singles action. We've seen Just Nick as part of the tag team Just Vibin', several times, but haven't seen much of just Nick as a singles competitor. But man, this guy, he's got a lot of tools in the tool belt, and we saw it against Caden. He gave Caden another run for his money. Had a lot of unique offense. That little diving headbutt that he does, man, he hit that thing 3 or 4 times. That little falling headbutt that he does off the ropes, and he just went to the well too many times on that one. And Caden, just like Caden does, when he starts to get a little bit, against the ropes, maybe things starting to look like they're getting a little out of hand. He comes up with a game plan, strategizes mid match, and is able to capitalize. Takes advantage of an opening, hits the pedigree, and once again just shows you why he, in my eyes, is the greatest charge champion of all time. Just finds another way to win, finds another opponent that's a little out of his realm as far as just Nick hasn't been around very long. He's an out of towner, and so kind of an unknown factor. But yet here we are, Coastal. Caden just does what he does each and every night. Finds a way to win, and just shows you why he's perhaps not only the best charge champion, but right now the best pure wrestler we got going on.
Lucas, I mean, you said it on commentary. This was, I believe it was defense number 42 or 43.
I think
Since
43, yeah.
Since he won it in May, and I did the math out, and that's, about 1.5 times a week he defends his title. So sometimes, once, a lot of times 2 or 3 times. It's getting really, really amazing just to know what we're watching, because we really are watching one of the greatest title reigns in the history of any promotion, not just Rocky Mountain Pro. You have to wrestle 100% flawless match at this point. Being, if you've wrestled Caden before, if you haven't even wrestled in Rocky Mountain Pro, you need to wrestle a flawless match and then still hope for some luck on your side. Because if you make the smallest mistake in the world, it is going to bite you in the butt. Perfect example tonight. You went for 1 headbutt, just Nick. You went for 2. That third one is what got you in trouble. You can't do that stuff against a guy like Caden. You can't try and rub his nose in it a little bit, because it's going to end up costing you. I'm not saying that's what cost him the match. I'm saying it led to a comeback. It leads to openings. You cannot give Caden Koyama an inch right now. He's going to take 3 miles. He's going to find a way to put you on your back counting lights. Caden Koyama is on one of the greatest runs I've ever seen in professional wrestling right now.
You also got to remember too, folks. He's defending that title every week. I mean, there's not really a lot of time for film. You know what I mean? Most of his matches, he's basically going in the dark more than half the time. Unless he gets a match that he's already defended the title against that particular wrestler, then it's not as hard as like what it probably is with Just Nick, who first time we've seen him on Charge, probably the first time Caden's seen him or wrestle him over the course of his career. So, I mean, stepping into ring, defending that title against an unknown opponent basically every week, not being able to study him, I mean, that's impressive. So, the streak continues. Let's talk a little bit of Remy D, shall we?
Mm-hmm.
Remy D is walking around out back last week looking for the prosecutor. Ask around. Nobody knows where he is. And then Remy D runs into the one and only Jack McCready, and we have both of these guys in chat currently as well. So I'm very curious how their back and forth has been going, if there is any in chat. What do you take on this interaction? Do you think Jack McCready is the prosecutor?
I don't know. I mean, could he be? Maybe. Is he? I don't know. Like, even to deal with McCready is to deal in, like, you just can't. There might be something behind it. He's a hard read, Lucas, and that's the hardest thing. Remy, you know what you're getting. You're getting straight to the point. If you don't tell me what you're going to tell me, you can punch in the face. But with McCready, it could be maybe he's setting you up psychologically. Maybe he really isn't. Maybe he doesn't give 2 craps. Maybe, I don't know. McCready's such a hard read. Do I think he's the prosecutor? I don't know. Do I think that whoever the prosecutor is going to get beat up once Remy finds out? Yeah, that's definitely on my number one thoughts, Lucas.
There's a lot that I'm thinking about when I'm thinking about McCready and what his ties are to the prosecutor, and I do think back to Shocktober just a couple weeks ago when they had that Munster Mash Rumble, and how McCready even moved on to the finals of that match. If you remember, it looked like it was the prosecutor who had taken out Zamore. The Zamore wasn't even able to make the match. You get the prosecutor come out to congratulate McCready, and then then the next week, then you get the prosecutor attacking Remy D on Ignition, and that was very weird. If McCready's not the prosecutor, which I don't think he is, but I think there's definitely a relationship, and maybe this ties to Preston, maybe it doesn't. There has been a little bit of interaction and stuff between McCready and the law office, even though McCready is not part of the law office. But he has had a few little interactions, so it's possible that maybe Preston threw him a bone and gave him some contacts to the prosecutor. We know that that's definitely a relationship with Preston is the prosecutor. So who knows? I think that McCready is a kind of a smart guy, and so I think he's using the prosecutor, whether or not he's got a relationship with him or not, to maybe get in the head of Remy D. McCready is trying to move up here in Rocky Mountain Pro. He hasn't gotten he hasn't gotten a singles victory yet. So what would be a great coup for McCready to get in the head of Remy D and possibly pick up a victory over Remy D somewhere down the line? Because we know that Remy D sometimes, if Remy D goes back to the old Remy D because you're messing with his head and you're getting in under the skin of Remy then can get into a place where mistakes happen. So maybe McCready's trying to play a long game here.
I don't know. Remy D in chat just says McMuffin needs to watch who he getting smart with.
But what an opportunity for Jack McCready if this does go to blows and these two go head to head at some point. What an opportunity for Jack McCready to make a statement of his own. You know what I mean?
Yeah, people have tried to make statements on Remy before and it hasn't worked out well.
That's true.
See what happens. Hey, Remy, I just heard the prosecutor is Koyama. You should go beat his ass. From Marcio Santos himself. All right, we got about 15 minutes or so let's get through these last 2 points here of episode 469, the 6-man tag match. Weird team, but it works. Hunter Gray, Briscoe Crown, and Bryce 5 going up against the Tortured Souls. That's including Kevin Koa, your reigning Rocky Mountain Pro Champion.
I mean, weird team almost worked. I mean, we had a little bit of everything in this match. We had some pre-match fights. We had Bryce 5's high flying. Hell, we even had air friggin' Hunter Gray. I mean, it was like a 747 took off. Like, he landed literally on the shoulders of the Rocky Mountain Pro Champion. And that was another thing. Did you guys notice when they came out, Kevin Koa still looked very disinterested with the other two members of the Tortured Souls. Maybe his soul isn't so tortured anymore now that it's got gold around its waist. Like, I don't know. I mean, we do see the Tortured Souls pick up a win here. I mean, Vito does what Vito does, and he gets the win because he's big, strong, powerful dude, but I don't know, guys. I think against a more cohesive unit, maybe three guys that, didn't speak Viking and try to eat his partner's hand before the match.
Yeah.
And something like that.
He was hungry.
Maybe they could have done a little better. Because I think that the Tortured Souls right now, there's something going on in there that not all is well.
Yeah. No, there's a disconnect for sure. Definitely. And I think it's, Kevin Koa's on a different level than the other two. It is what it is. He just is. He's the Rocky Mountain Pro champion, and maybe he looks at them as dead weight a little bit. I don't know. I don't
You
think
said it was
that.
going to happen months ago, Lucas. You said Kevin Cole was the guy that could end Damon Ace's reign, and
Yeah,
he did.
it
You
did.
said that.
Yeah, I did. And
With help.
Yeah, it did happen with help, but I also knew that there was going to be help. He had the tortured souls of him, so that was part of it. And I don't think that Montvito and Jason Bravo are dead weight. I think these guys are very valuable. So if I'm Kevin Koa, I would try to make this thing work. Especially you got the law office running around. Eventually, if the law office takes care of Damon Ace and takes care of all their other problems, what do you think they're going to go after next? They're going to go after the Rocky Mountain Pro Championship. And so Kevin Koa probably needs to keep the tortured souls as strong as possible. So I would try to make this thing work. But now we look like we might have a potential, maybe a potential contender, a potential rivalry happening here. We saw the fight at the end between Hunter Gray and Kevin Koa. They were fighting out in the crowd. Even after the match was over. I think Hunter's, hungry for something else. He's hungry for gold. Don't forget, Hunter Gray has never been a singles champion in Rocky Mountain Pro. As great as he's been, he's never held singles gold. So
That could change.
Yeah, that could change. So this could be a potential big time rivalry happening here. I think that at right now this is a very competitive Division 2 for the Rocky Mountain Pro Championship. But right now Damon Ace has a law office problem, and so there's a lot of guys that are distracted. Hunter Gray, what has he got going on? He's just trying to do Hunter Gray's things. So Kevin Koa would be a perfect target for Hunter Gray. I'd be really interested to see this if that was a Rocky Mountain Pro Championship match.
All right. Real quick, we do have a new member over on YouTube. Benjamin Gordon, thank you so much for becoming a pay-per-view member.
Thank you, Benjamin.
All right. Moving on. Main event. Damon Ace versus Marcio Santos. We heard about it last week when Marcio was on the show with us. He wants to decimate Damon Ace. And until he is satisfied with that, he is going to continue to go after Damon Ace. And as you saw, Damon Ace, at the end of it, lying on his back, basically decimated. Thoughts? I know you have thoughts.
You call it a decimation. I call it a well-sprung trap, I guess. I mean, Damon did take the advantage in the beginning, which I thought was well. I mean, you had an entire family reunion out there trying to fight you. So you take what you can get in the beginning. And even they get in the match, and Marcio ducks under the bottom rope instead of, trying to have the match. Damon goes after him. And then we get the shenanigans of the law office. I mean, we get guys getting jumped. We get double teams. We get the suitcase. We can talk about how Preston's fake law certificate and all that stuff is in his suitcase. And it's luggage, guys. It's not a suitcase. It's luggage. Preston has a carry-on. He has a Merce. It's a man purse at this point. I mean, you get hit twice in the back of the head and then you get a pinfall. Okay, good for you. Like, you used a foreign object and beat a dude. This is my impressed face right now.
It's not insignificant, though, Coastal. It's not. Because even how often have we seen... I know there was interference. I know there's all kinds of shenanigans. But even besides that, we've always kind of held Damon Ace up to this standard like he's almost damn invincible. Well, he's obviously not. I mean, yes, the numbers game was caught up to him, but this isn't insignificant. We've never seen Damon Ace get beat like this. Was it a numbers game? Yes, but a lot of it's to his own. He's made enemies. Like, we can't forget that he's made enemies, and this is what happens when you make enemies. And he made enemies with a group that is right now, they are well organized. They are all on the same page, and that's what happens. And do I like what happened? No, but at the same time, I don't feel bad for Damon Ace, because he's a grown man. He knew that after everything that he's done over all these years, that it was eventually going to catch up to him. He knows that. He's smart enough to know that, and he's also not going to back down either. And it may be to his. It may eventually lead to his own demise, but he's going to fight till the very end, and we know that. So I believe that he's going to have a plan next time. Whether or not I know what you're thinking, but I'm saying, but he's going to have a plan.
Lucas, we are at the point right now where about 3 years ago at this time, he was unstoppable. You cannot shut this man up for anything that involves Damon Ace, Caden Koyama, JK Pop.
I know this.
Or Dustin.
I know this.
He is.
I know this.
He is relapsing in front of us as we speak.
Hold on. I'm not so much as excited to see the most dominant faction that Rocky
Here we go.
Get back together. I'm more excited to watch Preston eat his own tie, because that's what's going to happen.
As far as I know, I believe the numbers are still 5-4 currently. I think the numbers are still 5-4. Even if the Wake miraculously came back together, the numbers are still 5-4.
That's great. Who says you got to face them all at once? Two guys go magically disappear in the parking lot. Then it's 4-3.
But that can also go the same way. I'm just saying this isn't all sunshine and rainbows, man. This is now this it's gotten
sunshine and rainbows. Right. It's violence and
violence, intelligence. Yes, we know the moniker of Damon Ace. We get it.
But here's the problem. There is a violently intelligent group on the other side. We may not like it, but they are violent and they are intelligent. And and Marcio Santos is just as dangerous and as violent as Damon Ace. He just is.
Yes, Colton, I completely understand that he's got passion, but this passion literally almost destroyed us for a solid year and a half.
I'm not, Lucas, I cannot agree with you.
Shocker.
That anybody is on Damon Ace's level. I'm sorry.
Yeah. I mean, there are some people.
If it was straight up 1-on-1, he'd still be champion.
Oh, and it also doesn't help that we're gonna have to charge champion in a few minutes. God damn it! This is gonna be like, Lucas. You might as well just get yourself prepared for what the future is going to withhold on this show right now, because
I'm ready. Business. I'm not gonna get into his business about that. I don't need to be privy to anything.
You are absolutely gonna sucker up to him and be like, Caden, you have to do this. You have to do this for the love of God. We need to get rid of the law office. We need you, Caden. Yes, you will.
If it comes up, I will speak to it.
Exactly.
Said you're gonna be the part of the one doing the interviewing. Yeah. It's gonna come up.
Yeah, Lucas. I have a funny feeling that we're not gonna be asking too many questions this episode.
I'm all right. We'll get through this.
All right. Is there anything on the main event between Damon Ace and Marcio?
Other than what we said, no.
All right. Ladies and gentlemen, that's going to conclude episode 469 of Rocky Mountain Pro Charged. Any final thoughts on this episode as RMP gets ready for episode 460 this Wednesday night, 7 p.m. Mountain Now Time, 9 p.m. on the East Coast on youtube.com/@RMP Wrestling. Anyone? Final thoughts?
What?
Final thoughts?
What's that?
Final thoughts?
Oh, final thoughts?
Final thoughts? Yes, I kind of add a promotional thing in the middle of that. We're trying new things around here, so
it works.
Yeah. No, I think that there is going to be a seismic event coming in a few weeks. I'm not saying it's between the law office and whoever. Something is going to happen because every division is boiling over. Everything is happening. Something big is going to happen that's going to alter the state of Rocky Mountain Pro soon because everything is just boiling.
I totally agree with you. I feel it as well. I feel that there is something, and as much as I've been defending the law office, which I still can't believe it, I still know that Damon Ace is not going to just allow this to happen. So
Wow,
yeah,
that was a perfect time for that comment, Marcio. As soon as Lucas says Damon, boom, right there.
Yeah. It's
Yeah.
I don't Damon's sausagey. I don't know about that, but we know what kind of man Damon Ace is. We've watched it for 5 years now since he made his debut back in 2020. So we know and we've seen it. We've seen the dominance. We've seen the growth. We've seen just what this man is capable of. So that we have an appreciation of what this man is capable of. But at the same time, I'm having an appreciation of what the law office is capable of as well. Do I like it? No, it's absolute garbage. But they're capable of dominating this company, which for this past year, like Preston said, it's happened. They have changed the landscape of Rocky Mountain Pro. Whether we like it or not, they have caused chaos and done exactly what Preston has said they were going to do. So
they have, but let us remember one thing. They also have no belts right now.
Well, Preston has already kind of made it that his mission that's going to change. And if it goes like the last time he made a mission statement, then there's going to be a bunch of titles around the law office here pretty soon. We'll see.
Maybe. We'll see.
It's happened once before. That's all I'm saying. All right. Let's get our guest on, shall we?
If he's ready.
He's not on the wait list.
I'm not, Lucas, you asked the first question. So there's no like, oh, he's going right for it. No.
Oh, all right.
Let's see. Why can I not look? Is he in the server yet?
I'm not seeing him in the waiting list now.
No, in the oh, there he is.
Oh, there he is. He's right there.
Yep, there he is.
Drag him in.
Do you know how to do that, Coastal? I'm not. Let me see. Oh, there we go.
There he is.
On.
What's up, boys?
What's going on?
What's happening?
Champ, how you doing?
Doing good, boys. How's everybody doing tonight?
Good.
Fantastic.
Can't complain.
Our Iowa Hawkeyes had another huge win. So that's looking good.
Yeah, I thought of you when I saw that score. They smoked them.
They smoked them. Yes,
we're beautiful.
Caden's an Iowa Hawkeye fan like me, so
I spent a little time in Iowa, so you have to. It's one of those states that you have to choose, kind of like being from North Carolina. You have to choose between that hat that Coastal's wearing and the right team. And Iowa's no different. You got to choose between Iowa State and Iowa, and it's as a wrestling fan, it's easy to choose the Hawkeyes.
Yes.
Yeah. I think we're missing your cam, Caden. I think that's about it. You sound
okay.
You sound pretty good. There he is.
There he is.
There he is. Look at that Look at that handsome face.
Hey, I might look good, but I'm not the most tech savvy person, unfortunately.
All right. Well, we've had Caden on before. He was on with a group that Coastal is right now won't stop talking about, which is the Wake. So Caden knows how this show is run. So might as well just kick it off the way we know how. And Lucas,
Do you want me? Do you want me to go first?
I would
I'll go
prefer
first.
to be honest. I
Okay.
would
All right.
prefer you to go first because we know
Okay.
what's coming on the other side.
All right.
Just saying.
Well, I'm going to talk about what I think is the biggest story, and it's not the wake. I'm going to talk about this title run that you've been on. It is. I've called it the greatest Charge Championship reign in Rocky Mountain Pro history. I just want to know, how are you feeling about this title run? Obviously, you know that the historic significance. Now, I believe 43 title defenses since you've gotten it. So, how are you feeling about this title defense? I mean, it's you. I've done commentary with you in the past couple of weeks, and we've had a little discussion. But I just want to know kind of how you're overall feeling about this title run. Have you had a chance to kind of soak it in?
Well, first off, thank you for all the kind words. You guys, I watch the show every week. You guys always have the nicest things to say about this run, which is really cool. But I guess that kind of puts it in perspective too. When I won that number one contendership and got the chance to wrestle Two Scoops at the Ball Arena, it kind of came very fast. And so yeah, the match came quick, and of course, you know, that's high pressure. That's the biggest that milestone. Those are the two biggest things we do every year. So you know, you don't have time. You can't think about it. You have to go in. You have to focus. And once you achieve that goal, then it's, well, okay, well, I got to keep going. So that's been the theme since the title's gone around my waist, is just, okay, I've got it. It's not going anywhere, you know? So, yeah, I try to soak it in as much as I can, you know, but it's, again, like, there's people knocking at my door every single week. I'm defending this title every single week. So I do appreciate it. It's awesome. Like, I don't even realize the numbers. I didn't realize how many title defenses I've been going through until you guys put the number up. And I'm like, wow, it's huge. So it's, I don't want to think about it too much because I want to keep it going. But at the same time, it feels pretty good.
So during this title reign, have you had a favorite match that you've had the defense in? Like, is there one particular match you're like, oh wow, that one was not only like, I mean, they're not fun, you're getting punched in the face, but like that one was okay. That one pushed me to the limit. I learned a lot from that one. Like,
you know, they're all providing their own different experiences, and especially, I feel like when you first get the title, you come out the gate swinging. You know, it I don't want to say it's easier because it's not. Nobody's taking you lightly, you know. But the more you go, you're kind of up against the ropes a little bit, and you start to defend yourself a little bit more. So I think the challenges have come more recently, especially we got people returning to Rocky Mountain Pro. The match with Lipto is something that I really think of was a genuine challenge. I've wrestled the guy dozens of times before, but we haven't been in the ring in 4 years. So, and I didn't know it was going to be him. So that would be really tough. I'm proud of how things ended with me and Father Marquise. I don't like how it started. I know where he comes from. I met him other places all across the country. So like I was aware of him before he came to RMP. I'm happy with how I handle business in that situation. So if I think of any situation that I'm proud of, at least how it went down, that's definitely one.
How has it been to prepare for these matches, Kane? I mean, you basically go into every week half the time not knowing who your opponent's going to be until you get there at the arena or the place that you're working that day. How is the preparation for you like going into a week by week basis now that you're currently defending that title every week?
It's you have to just stay. You just have to stay prepared. As crazy as that sounds, because yeah, you don't necessarily know who's coming your way. But I think just having a good regimen, staying in training, staying in the gym, keep taking care of your body and being focused, I think have been the most important things for me through this entire run. I've had injuries, I've had things that I've worked through and that I continue to have to work through. So I'm aware of that. I know where I'm at, and I know what I've got to do to continue to push through. So it's really knowing. It's not even necessarily knowing your opponents. It's knowing yourself and knowing what you're capable of every given night. It's going to be different every night. Like you're going to go into matches hurt. You're going to go into some healthier. You're going to go in against bigger, stronger people or somebody who's about your size. Like they're all variable things. So I think the most important thing to focus on is focus on what you bring to the ring.
How has this title reign affected you and Johnny's relationship? You know, obviously you guys are as close as brothers, you really are brothers, and I know that he's always been pulling for you. You've been pulling for him as NRW champion. It has, you know, since you guys haven't really been teaming much together, is there a part of you that misses that where you were teaming with him night in and night out, and now you're a singles wrestler now? Is that changed the dynamic between you two at all?
It changes the dynamic in the ring. It doesn't change the dynamic outside. We're still JK Pop no matter what. That's never changed. That's never gonna change. We train together. We work out together. We travel together. We're at shows together. The only difference now is we're not in the ring together. So no, it's really not affecting us. I mean, it does in the sense that we kind of have to prepare differently because we're not preparing for the same match. So that was one of the things that made us a very talented tag team, is that we knew each other, we knew how to work with each other, and we could combine in and go in against our opponents. So now we do have to divide and conquer. So that does provide its own different challenge. But as far as the relationship between me and brother, and like as far as JK Pop goes, things are still just as strong as ever. I like to think of this as like it's a new chapter. It's just a new phase of things that we're doing in the story of JK Pop and our journey through professional wrestling.
I guess to piggyback off of that, and it kind of answers half of my question, but so like we know the prolific tag team title reigns you and brother have had, you know, thousands of days. What's different about this title reign that's different from the many tag title reigns you've had? Like differences, challenges, maybe different ways that you go about approaching matches, things like that.
Well, just the nature of it being a singles match, you're in the ring the whole time.
Right.
That alone is a massive difference. And if you're a career tag team guy like I've been, that requires you to train differently. That requires you to do things differently as well too. There's something to be said about, you know what, I'm getting beat up. Let me tag out. My partner's got my back. That's not something in singles. And most people are accustomed to not getting that break. Most people are singles wrestlers, or if they venture into tag team wrestling, they're not a full-time tag team like a JK Pop would be. So I don't think that they see it from the end that we do of we are tag guys. So being in the ring, your brain's constantly working in a different manner. I might be outside the ring if Johnny's in the ring, and I'm thinking about what I might be able to do to help him, or vice versa, or how we can combine on a move. This time around, it's just nonstop. That singles pace is just go, go, go.
All right. I'll do it. I'll be that guy. I'll be that guy. Caden, let's be honest here. You're not going to fall for the wake shit, right?
I don't think there's anything to fall for. Like, the situation is what it is. Like, we're seeing it all play out. We're seeing what, like, this is real life. This is like, we were something special. It's the truth. Could we have done things differently? Yeah, sure. I'm not going to sit here and debate all that. But when we disbanded, it was early 2022, and things have changed a lot. The dynamic of Rocky Mountain Pro has changed. The dynamic of all four individuals has changed. It's not the same group anymore. So I don't know that there's anything to fall for. You know, like.
Oh Jesus.
No, I'm not.
No. I'm talking about the chat.
I haven't even seen it.
Oh, boy.
I'm sure.
Oh, boy.
That's a funny one all on his own.
Well, I might as well. I mean, sorry, Marcy, I have to do it. Hey, Koyama, how's your wife? Question mark.
Oh, she's doing great. She's doing great. I have a question for Marcio though, because he likes to run his mouth. You take things incredibly personal for a guy who calls himself the professional. Like, I don't know what I did that you are so incensed. Like, we've barely ever interacted in the locker room. We've like passed each other and passed. We don't talk to each other. I don't know you. I don't really care to know you. But for some reason, you decided to mention my wife. I don't even talk about my wife in wrestling because that has nothing to do with professional wrestling. But you decided to bring that up. Why is that? But let me ask you another question. Why are you one of, like, the entire roster's challenged me? Everybody stepped up to the plate. And I hear you whining and bitching about Damon Ace all the time. But you ain't challenged me. Why is that? think that statement says all it needs to.
Either that or we're going to have to wait a couple minutes while he's typing.
That's fine. He can type. Sounds like a strong keyboard warrior. I'm waiting. I'll fight the guy anytime. I've got an open challenge waiting.
Probably this.
Lucas, I'm sure you want to kind of piggyback off of that. I know
Yeah.
Crystal's going to have some words as well.
Right. I've always had this thought that it would just be an impossible dynamic for it to ever happen once again, for you guys to even recapture that magic that you had at one point. But I do feel that that there is something between you and Johnny and Dustin still. Like when you guys teamed up just a couple weeks ago, and you guys have kind of had each other's back as of late. It seems like there is still a connection between you three. Why is that still been able to keep strong, where it seems like that disconnect with Damon is almost irreparable?
I don't even know, and I think a lot of that kind of lies in Damon. Dustin's somebody I personally have always respected. When I started professional wrestling, Dustin was already an experienced wrestler, and he was somebody I got to learn from. As that went along, Dustin was involved in a tag team, and so were me and Johnny, and we had battles, and we wrestled each other a lot. And Johnny and I learned a lot about tag team wrestling by battling two cool dudes. So I have a lot of respect for Dustin. I always will. I can go to war with you, and I can still respect you. And Dustin's always been one of those guys. Like, he recruited us. He saw something in me and Johnny when he brought us into the wake. I don't know. I'll always have respect for Dustin. He's never given me a reason not to. He left. He did what he had to do. He had to heal. He had to do all the things he needed to do. I've never been mad about anything Dustin's had to do. When all this stuff, when he came back and everything kind of went down between him and Damon, like that was uncomfortable and awkward for me and Johnny, because we've had kind of an on and off friendship with Damon. You know, like even though the wake kind of dissolved, like we've been cool. We've had our understandings. So it's been a super awkward situation. I mean, like Dustin comes back after everything they went to. They got to handle that, you know. So it's been me and Johnny, of course. Also, while they've got that going on, the tale of Preston and JK Pop's been going on the entire time as well. So I don't know. Things just as life and time goes on, you find yourself in strange positions. I guess I wish I could say it's more than that, but you know, there's respect between us and Dustin, and Damon acts like Damon sometimes, all the times.
Yeah, I mean, maybe sometimes. I guess that leads to me, like, I'm not saying get back together and run the show like you used to, albeit that would be amazing, but things are different. But wouldn't it cause a whole lot of solutions to a lot of problems everyone has? You and brother can get your comeuppance on Preston. Marcio gets taken care of by Dane. Like, you get rid of a group that just creates terrible things for everyone involved. I'm not saying you guys didn't do some crap to people, but you never went out of your way to cause chaos in an entire locker room. Your guys' vengeance was always pointed towards people. They just love chaos for the sake of being chaos. So I guess going into saying that, like, does Damon need to be convinced, or does he need to come around? Because I feel like you guys are for it to get rid of Preston and that problem.
I mean, Damon's got to do what Damon's got to do. I feel like myself, Johnny, and Dustin, we've been on the same page with this situation. Like this is nothing new for us. You know, Damon could help if he wanted to. He chooses to do things how he does, and if he wants it, then that's fine. He can just go do whatever the hell he wants to on the side. We'll handle things. That's perfectly fine, because the three of us are more than capable of it. You got the longest reigning tag team champions in history. You got the longest reigning RMP champion in history. I'm on a tear. Everybody here knows it. Johnny's on a tear. There's nothing that the law office brings to us outside of maybe some numbers. Okay, we'll fight back. We always do, and we'll always find a way. Damon wants to help. Cool. Clearly he doesn't, so we're going to keep doing it on our own.
Yeah, I think 3 out of 4 is good enough for me, to be honest. We don't need the fourth. And to be honest, I think Bruce Wayans really doesn't want the Wake to come back either, because he basically just said Damon Ace, question mark, the Wake, question mark. Let me just say, hell nah. So, I am
That
with
sounds
Brucey.
like a Bruce Wayne's opinion.
Yep, I'm with Brucey. I'm with Brucey. And
Also, you get to see that sucker Preston get his.
oh, a lot of spewing in the chat. Apparently, Masio doesn't have time for small fries, like yourself, Kate.
I'd make up excuses too if I didn't think I could win. I used to do those kind of things. There was a point in my career where I would lie like that.
I mean, how is the longest reigning champion in Rocky Mountain Pro currently a small fry? Like you've had the belt longest out of any of the title holders, right? I'm just checking. I believe so. Yes.
The open challenge remains open, Marcio. I'm just saying.
Eric Reyes thinks that he can drop you easily as well. Not surprised.
He can come get some too. I would love that. I would love a singles match with Eric Reyes. I would love to knock the hair off his head.
That's a lot of kicks.
Now you're speaking my language. Yes, thank you.
I could shave a chia pet. That sounds like fun.
You and Reyes could go hair versus hair.
Oh, those hair matches scare me, but I think I'd take him on in that.
Yeah,
We do have
your hair is much too good looking though. You got that nice flow back there. He's got the wild garden going up on his head. It's
well, that's because I take care of mine. I imagine that he just wakes up in the morning and throws that beanie on his head and calls it good. I don't think he probably owns a brush. I don't know about conditioner. Can't speak to it. I'm not going to judge, but I know when you take care of your hair, what it looks like and what it doesn't. So,
all right, we do have a fan. Brian S says Koyama for R&P champion. Do you have aspirations for when and if this title reign ever ends? To be honest, because of the role that you've been on, do you have aspirations to possibly going up against Kevin Cole or whoever is holding that R&P championship by that time?
Oh, I'd definitely be game. I would definitely be game. Obviously, this law office situation is probably going to get handled first, but I don't know. I'm Kevin Cole won the title, and that got very interesting to me because I've been in the ring with Kevin Koa. He's one of the toughest people I've ever been in the ring with. But I got the 1, 2, 3 on Kevin Koa. So my eyes are open to what's going on with the RMP title for sure. That's not going to let me think that, this charge title is less important, or I'm going to let this reign slack, because that is priority number one. But I am paying attention to the RMP title scene. That is for sure.
Now, to segue off of that, I know you guys have been dealing with the law office from time to time. Obviously, you're dealing with defending the charge championship every week. Johnny defending the NRW championship whenever he's able to defend. I know you three, including Dustin, have been watching what the law office has been doing, and I'm not going to say you to kind of spew the plan that you guys have for them, obviously, but are you guys currently in conversation to figure out how to handle this situation with the law office?
Like you said, I don't want to give away anything really, but what I can say is a phrase that I've stolen from you guys is talking about wrestlers XP. And I think if you look at the XP of myself, Johnny, and Dustin, and you look at the XP of the Wake, they're outmatched. We're going to find a way. Maybe we've already found it.
Here's something that I don't think anybody's thrown out here, and I'm going to throw it out here just because to fight the law office, who says it has to be guys that know each other that well? Think about how many enemies the law office has made. Could you see yourself teaming up with other people that have had issues with the law office? Say Choppa City? I mean, they've had issues with the law office. Would they not be good allies? Or, maybe somebody like Briscoe Crown, the guys that have had issues with the law office in the past. I mean, it doesn't have to be Damon Ace, does it?
I mean, you bring up a good point, Lucas, and you bring up some talented names as well, too. The problem that I have with any of that is it's a different dynamic. And myself, Johnny, and Dustin, we know each other, and we know each other very well. and even being outnumbered, we can operate with the three of us. I feel like if we bring in outside forces, now we have to change the game plan. Now we have to start operating in a way that we're not familiar with and they're not familiar with as well. So tactically, I don't know if it's necessarily the best option. I think we know who we are and we know how to perform a plan of attack.
Yeah, it looks
Any
like
thoughts on another tag team run with brother?
Always. That always stays open. Let me
Okay.
tell you. We pay attention to the tag team title scene as well too. We're not blind to that. Obviously, we know we respect what's going on with the tag team championships at Chop City. Cease and Desist could come and get some right now too. We'd love that match. That definitely wouldn't be a problem. But like full run, there has to be. We're
I'm just
JK
saying.
Pop. We've got to get those belts back.
JK 4 belts?
That's pretty nice to me.
Sounds good.
all right. Just to let you guys know, we will be taking chat questions at the end of this. So if you want, you can highlight your questions if you're on Twitch or if you're on YouTube. Just try to do the best you can to make your questions stand out so I can go back and find it if I miss it. Actually, to be honest, the super chat might help. Over there on YouTube, it lights it up. So if you want to donate like 99 cents or something like that, might make it easier. You don't have to. But it looks like the Jack McCready has definitely caught our bug of the phrasing.
Yeah.
Yeah, you saw that? The way you type, I figured you are the one stroking Reyes. Way to go, Jack. Attaboy.
Cease and desist would kill y'all. Marcio, God, you're delusional, my friend. I'm sorry.
They can find out. They can learn the hard way. There's nothing wrong with that.
Some people have to learn that way.
You know what? Johnny and I have had to learn some lessons the hard way. I get it. Like that's part of pro wrestling sometimes. So
The whole Preston
we can dish it out.
situation, I'm sure, definitely kind of woke you guys up a little bit in terms of trust.
One more time. I had a hard time hearing you there, Johnny.
The whole Preston situation when you guys were actually with Preston for the longest time with the law office, I'm sure you probably learned a little bit of trust when it comes to relying on people for certain things.
Oh yeah. Preston was skeezy from the get go. It's lawyers, come on. But you the way that whole thing went down, yeah, definitely you learn a lot. You learn a lot about yourself. You learn a lot about the people around you for sure. So there's always a certain level of guard up from this point on.
All right. We do have one from Anthony. I'm gonna ask this now because it's not highlighted and it's in front of my face right now. How hard is it for you to consistently defend your title knowing your opponent is going to do their best and bring their A game to take you down or possibly bring outside help to take you out?
It's always hard. And that's the pressure of being the champion because everybody wants what you got. Everybody wants they want the gold. They want your payday. They want your position. This is what we all fight for. I've fought for this for years. So, it's nerve-wracking and it's tough, but it's part of the game. And you just have to know that's what people are doing. That's how they think. They're all coming at you. They want what you got. No one's ever going to stop. As long as you have a championship around your waist, you have a target on you, and everybody is coming for that. So it's a wonderful feeling to be the champion. It's great to be on top. It's great to get those wins, but you also have to know everybody else wants that. Everybody else is going to try and take that, and they will do whatever it takes. Every last one of us, I say this at the RMP Wrestling Academy, we're all wrestling fans. But the difference between us wrestlers and everybody else on the barricade is it wasn't good enough to just be a fan. We had to come over, and now we're all living our dreams, and that could go away like that. So you have to be prepared for everything, and you just have to know, they're going to come at me, and that's okay, because I would do the same thing to them.
All right, couple more questions here. How did it feel seeing the rookies turn into cease and desist?
It was frustrating. It was very frustrating. I've never discussed this much, but there was a point where I injured my MCL. I was really hurt, and I was not on RMP television for many months. wrestling is my life. Wrestling is what I do, and it's not okay for me to not be involved in wrestling. So I decided to start spending time at the school, and I started teaching, I started coaching, and there were a lot of students that came through at that time that have become very good, prominent stars on our show, like Two Dane James. But two of those other students were Cookie Wright and Eric Reyes, and it was so fun to watch them, watch their talents, watch them blossom, watch them grow, watch them have their first matches. It was so fun. I felt very proud because I got to help them do what I always wanted to do, and that's a different feeling. Wrestling's great, coaching's better, and so watching them get up to that level was great. Wasn't ready for what they did. Was not ready. Johnny was not ready. Everybody wants to get an edge. Everybody wants to get ahead. Everybody wants to make their name in professional wrestling. Okay, cool. I get that. So in that sense, I can't be too mad. But yeah, I'll have a hard time ever letting that one go.
All right, Lucas, Coastal.
Yeah.
I know that you probably have another question or two, but we're getting a whole bunch, and I do not want to.
Go with the comment question.
Yeah.
Yes.
So
yeah, please get all those questions.
So we're gonna go over
Maybe
here.
Marcio can make a couple more fat comments towards me because, geez, I didn't know before tonight. I wish somebody had told me.
Yeah.
Big shocker.
For everybody who missed that one, what's delusional is you pretending you can see your own toes. That was directed at Coastal. So
maybe he doesn't understand, like, dude, like, we're like, you're not that much bigger or smaller than me, dude. Like, I'm a former D1 athlete. I played D1 football. I can still move a little bit. Like, I'm not old, decrepit, and need a rascal. I'm not country fair fat yet. I'm just big.
all right. So there's a shit ton of questions here. Let me start with Hunter because it's a long one. Let's get this one out of the way. There we go. Let me do it now. There's one thing I've wanted to ask Kane ever since their split from the law office. After being so universally hated for so long by the RMP faithful / rascals at this point, how does it feel to finally be on the other side of the coin where instead of booing you out of the arena, they're cheering you, chanting your name, chanting Johnny Casanova's name, chanting JK Pop, and really wanting you to succeed?
It's a cool feeling. It really is. I never thought about fans embracing you or accepting you before. And when Johnny and I joined the Wake, like we knew that the reception to what we were doing wasn't going to be good. We were very aware of that. We felt like at the time people, despite being tag team champions, we weren't always taken seriously. Like we were still treated as underdogs, and we knew how good we were. And that creates a chip on your shoulder, which can create a certain attitude, and sometimes that stays with you. But it's just been funny and humbling and makes you very grateful that, even with what has been some poor behavior over the years, that the fans still appreciate what we do, that the fans still understand what we've been going through. And, like a good friendship, people can understand you mess up sometimes. And it's a great feeling that the fans have embraced us. I'm appreciative of it. I'm with the fans, and the fans are with me every time I get in the ring now. And I think that, quite honestly, to circle back to asking me about the Charge title run, like, I don't know that this run is possible if I don't have the fan support that I do right now. So I think it's a huge, huge game changer, and it still blows my mind every day.
All right. Did that one. Oh, Marcio has one. In all sincerity, Koyama, how is your head? I know it must have been so bad to get hit in the head with your own title by Preston.
It hurt. Preston's stronger than I thought. I'll give him that. I had the imprint of the Charge title on my head, but he says that like I messed up, like I did something wrong. Justin and I were doing what we needed to, and we were well on our way. It took Preston getting involved. Marcia was laid out on the ground. Dylan was about to get his face smashed into the ground by me again. It was going to be the same story, the same song and dance. It took Preston. It required Preston to grab 10 pounds of gold and smash me in the face with it for you guys to get the win. So honestly, all things considered, I felt pretty good about that.
All right.
I mean, Preston had a lot of practice holding up that Lockett's title. He never let Lola touch, doing presses with it to hold it up over his head. So he got stronger.
No, he
Marcio
definitely did.
will,
There's a little baby bump in those arms. A little baby bump.
well, Marcio will find out what it's like to, lift a title when he wins one at maybe some point.
We'll keep waiting.
All right, Caden, I want this to sink in a little bit here. This is coming from the founder of Rocky Mountain Pro, Mercury Yaden. How does it feel to be the greatest charge champion in company history? There is no debate about it.
That's got to sink in because who just said that?
Yeah, there's a difference. There's a difference between me saying it, and him saying it. So yeah, definitely.
Lucas, I appreciate it when you say it as well too.
Yeah.
But I'm trained by Mercury.
It's okay. Yes.
I got my start in professional wrestling through Mercury Yaden. When I got into wrestling, guys, I told myself I was going to give myself 5 years. I didn't know how far I could go. I didn't know what I could do. I said, that's 5 years. If I can stretch it out to 5 years, I did everything I needed to do, and I can get out of here. And the place that Mercury Yaden has provided for us has allowed me to do more than just hold this belt. As special as this championship reign is, and it's something I'll never forget, I get to won that in the Ball Arena. And the Ball Arena is very special to me because I'm from Colorado. I lived in North Carolina for a long time, but I spent a long time here too. And the Ball Arena is the first place that I ever saw Monday Night Raw live. I told some people the story. Actually, I told Martin Casals actually right after I won the belt, because that building was so special to me because I couldn't afford to always go to shows as a kid. We all go through that. And I remember being outside, seeing wrestlers coming in of the show, and me and my friend couldn't go to, and like literally we're just seeing people walk in and out. We're like, oh my God, that's so and so. Oh my, wait, they're not even on the roster, and people are debuting that night. And so that building has always held like a special place in my heart for professional wrestling as a fan, let alone the fact that I've gotten to win 2 titles there. So I'm just grateful that, the boss man thinks that highly of anything that I've ever done, and that, he allows me to do the things that I do. I'm grateful for everything we get to do, the title, the shows, the fans we interact with, coaching, teaching at the school. We're very lucky. So it's hard to let that sink in because there's always so much else going on, but thank you, Yaden. Thank you very much.
All right. I'm gonna have to paraphrase this one a little bit. How long did it take you to realize that guys in the law office were complete snakes?
Long time. Because I was one of those snakes, I guess, for the longest time. The second that Preston turned on us, though, anybody associated with him, you just know. Preston had a lot of good ideas for me and Johnny during our time with Preston. So it's not too hard to figure out. Like I said, how much can you really trust a lawyer? So anybody associated and willing to associate with that type of lawyer, especially, you just got to know from the get-go.
Let's see.
Do you want to read Eric Reyes's?
Is that the one right
kind
before?
of question? It's the one right before Hunter's.
Okay, yeah, I see it. We learned from you and Johnny. We did exactly what our coaches would have done. Don't forget the type of person you were at the time, Koyama. What did you expect? So I guess it kind of ended as a question.
I mean, hey, maybe he, you know what? That might actually be the most sense that Eric Reyes has ever made. Maybe we were a bad example. Maybe we didn't do things right. We've thought about those things. We understand that. I try to do everything I can the right way. I try to move forward in the most positive manner every single day that I possibly can. We all go through life. Nobody's perfect. People make mistakes. I know I've made some. I just try to learn from them and just try to be a better person. Can you do the same, Eric?
All right. We got Hunter, then we got Anthony, and then we'll give it to Lucas and Coastal for a couple, and then we'll go back to chat. Hunter, I'm gonna say this. Keep it G-rated. Yeah. To paraphrase. Okay, Jesus. Okay, give me.
It's not really a. It's not really a question.
Oh,
It's
it's
more of
not.
a. No, it's more of directed towards the law office, so they can read it.
Okay. Well, then we'll skip that. Sorry, Hunter. Koyama, how long did it take you to realize all those guys in the law office?
That one.
That's the same.
Yeah,
That's the same one.
he just paraphrased it and to walk away from them. Yeah. So that's basically the question we just asked. Yeah, I think that's it. Coastal Lucas, you got the floor.
So, I know how much pride you take in being a coach and what that's meant to you. Obviously, that was one of the proudest, probably the proudest day, maybe besides winning the Charge Championship, was the day you were given that black shirt. Uh, um, when
The
you
chat, keep
talked
them
about,
coming. We'll be going
those
right back
proud
to you.
moments of training to Dame and guys like that. And do you think that right now there are future world champions that you are future Rocky Mountain Pro champions that you're coaching or that you have coached that are on this roster?
Oh yeah. We're chock full of talent right now. It's amazing. I've been with Rocky Mountain Pro for almost 10 years, and I don't. We've had moments where we've had a very, very impressive rosters, like almost consistently the time I've been here. Sometimes more impressive than others. But what I see coming out of the school right now is just something else. We have so many students right now, so many. It is something special. People want to be involved in professional wrestling. There's never been a better time, and people understand that. They also understand that RMP is a great place to do it. So yes, there are some genuine talent. There's some maybe diamonds in the rough, and honestly, there's some hard workers that maybe we haven't seen a lot of yet so far that are going to show some stuff down the line as well. I think what we're really set up to see a lot of cool things in the future from Rocky Mountain Pro. Just knowing what I see in the school, knowing the people that you are just getting glimpses of on the roster right now that are going to get better, they're going to get more talented, they're going to do great things in professional wrestling. Just sit back and watch, man. It's going to get good.
I mean, you guys are probably having your best year to date at RMP right now, just with the amount of places you're going now. You've expanded beyond Colorado to a sense. I mean, you're bringing in students left and right. It looks like RMP is the place to be in that region for professional wrestling, Caden, don't you think?
Undeniably. Yeah, and like the schedule that we run keeps us so busy, so busy. It's uncommon for most places in independent wrestling to run a schedule like we do. For example, there was a time that I was out with just a while ago. Curtis Cole was still around. We were happened to be invited to an MMA fight, and MVP was there. Get that MVP, and we got introduced to him, and he's talking to us, and he asked Curtis how many shows we do a year, and Curtis mentioned that it was like that year I think we had 115, and he was like, "What? You knew what?" And just shook Curtis's hand instantly because that's what we do. That's what Rocky Mountain Pro does. It's unlike any place else. The volume of wrestling that we do, the training that we do, the places that we go, the arenas we step into. It's a one of a kind place. There's nothing else like it.
Colson?
Who's one person you want to wrestle before you're done? Like, out of anybody, like if you could wrestle anybody, who's one person you want to step in the ring? Be it like, I want to see if I can beat them. I want to see how I stack up. I want to see that, like, any federation, anywhere, any company, who?
I think the dream match. There was a fan. He doesn't live in Colorado anymore. His name is Hector Garcia. Shout out. He lives in New Mexico now. He's a big JK Pop fan. He actually has a JK Pop tattoo on his forearm. And years ago, he said his dream match was JK Pop versus the Motor City Machine Guns. And I started thinking about it. I was like, that's my dream match too. I would be in for that match. So yeah, that would be it.
That's
be it.
cool. No, I can definitely see that. That'd be a really good match. Yeah.
All right. We have a. He's stealing the Johnny Death Drop special. We might have asked this to you the last time you were on the show, but we'll ask it again because it didn't come from me this time. What is your Mount Rushmore of the greatest wrestlers ever.
Ooh.
Says Hunter Dillon.
Mount Rushmore. All right.
It could have
Poor
changed since a
wrestler.
couple years ago, but
Yeah, I don't know that it's changed. It might have. We'll see. So Bret Hart, Bret Hart's always the first one for me. Ric Flair, Shawn Michaels. This one's gonna, yeah, it's probably different. But now that I know what I know about wrestling and what I appreciate, my fourth one is Samoa Joe.
interesting. It's the first time we've heard Samoa Joe on a Mount Rushmore from anybody.
I'll just really quickly, just as far as Samoa Joe is one of my all-time favorite wrestlers because I feel like when I became a fan of him around the time that he had that match with Kobashi, and what Joe brought to the table was so believable in an era where wrestling stopped looking so brutal. It wasn't like guys weren't scary. They just weren't. But Samoa Joe, he scared me. That guy was something else, and I still doing it to this day. So yeah, for me, Samoa Joe. I'll put him on there. I know it sounds random, especially with the three guys that I picked before that,
No. He's definitely a legend in the business for sure.
That one stands out for me for sure. So,
all right, Sonny's got one in there. If you were stuck on a desert island for a year and could only watch 3 matches, what would they be? That's
such a
one.
good question.
We've never asked that one before.
It's such a good
Damn.
question.
3 matches. Ooh, that's tough.
Bravo, Sonny. We're gonna have to steal that one.
Well, Joe versus Kobashi, because
Okay.
I can never not watch that match. Rock versus Hulk Hogan from WrestleMania. My students will tell you why. You have to be one of the students to know why. And then I will say the TLC match from WrestleMania 17. Dudley's, Hardy's, Edge, and Christian.
So the second one?
The TLC 2, yeah.
Yeah,
'Cause
TLC 2.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
That was pretty quick. I was expecting you to take a couple minutes for that one.
I don't know, like those just popped in my head, and I'm like, yeah, like I could get behind all those matches. They would give me everything I ever need. That's like all the different types of wrestling, and when you think about it.
I know exactly why Hogan and Rock though. And I'm not a student, but because we think alike. Yeah.
Yeah, we probably ought to discuss that.
Yeah.
But that's one of those like it's Rock, it's Hogan. How can you not love that?
Good job, Brett's girlfriend. What? That was Marcio that said that. I'm still trying to put that one together.
Yeah, he's talking about Hunter saying something about
Okay. Let's see. Yaden Lucas talked a lot of moments outside of charge at Ball Arena and becoming a coach. What's your most memorable and meaningful moment in your 10 years of professional wrestling? It's another good one.
I don't talk about her a lot, and I'm not going to get into details because we keep
You
that
don't have to.
separate. But,
You don't have to.
but I will say because of professional wrestling, I met my wife.
There you go.
Hey, that's top tier, man.
absolutely.
All right. Let's see. I think that's it. I think that's it for Chet as of right now. Lucas, Coastal, you got anything?
No, I'm still thinking of that great 3-match question. I'm trying to think of what my answers are.
Dude, that's
Right.
a good question.
That really is a good
Austin
question.
and Brett at WrestleMania 13 is definitely it's my favorite Mania match of all time. It's up there for
See,
my
then you
favorite
bring up stuff
match.
like that. Now I'm like, damn. Now I have to rethink it because that's three matches is tough.
Yeah.
I got one for you. Okay.
Mhm.
You want to go down this rabbit hole? I mean, you've partaken in the rewind quite a bit. If you were a wrestler back then in early 2011, when this company first started up, who would you wrestle from back in the day in NRW history?
Man, that's tough.
This one. I like this one.
That's tough because there's actually a lot of guys that I like that I watched that I never got to wrestle, and especially like there were even guys that like you would have seen from then that were still kind of around when me and Johnny were still.
And there's a
starting to come
few
up.
guys
But we were
that are starting to come around now, like Draper, and you still have Jason Knoll from back in the day. Hunter Gray has come back, and he was a big part of that back in the day. So, I mean,
No doubt.
Turtle's still
there's a
around, so
few
you can
guys
beat up
coming up.
Ashburn.
Yeah, Ashburn, of course, yeah.
So Ashburn would be probably somebody. We had one match one time. It was like my fourth match ever, and I got smoked. So I'll be honest, Ashburn would be somebody I really would have liked to have really had a match with.
Yeah.
So that goes up there. And there's one other thing. I wrestled in Aya, and Johnny and I had a brief match with the Gorillas, but we didn't get much. And that's so I think JK Pop getting to really go out and have a tag team match with the Left Coast Gorillas, I think would have been amazing too.
That's not bad.
I would have liked to have seen you against our first ever Rocky Mountain, our first ever NRW champion, which was superstar Andrew Ryan. I don't know if you've ever had a chance to even meet him. I believe he left the state quite a few years ago, but you and him would have had tremendous matches because he wrestles a similar style as you. And yeah, that would have been awesome.
Yeah, no, yeah, he's definitely before my time. Yeah, I'll have to look him up a little bit more.
Go back to the first couple episodes of Charge. He's in those episodes. Yeah.
Yeah, and I'm sure I've seen. I just have to. I'm bad with wrestling. I watch it and I forget it, and I have to watch it again. And I'm like, oh my god, that happened. I watched that last week.
Now we have everybody in chat naming their 3 matches in the desert. They're loving that question. That was a very good question. Who asked that one again? Sonny did.
With Sonny. So I give Sonny a lot of crap because he can act like a knucklehead a lot of times, but he's been doing a pretty good job in ring announcing, and that was a great question. So maybe he's not a complete idiot.
All right. Other than that, you boys don't have anything else?
I'm kind of out of questions as far as things that are relevant right now.
Yeah, I was expecting Coastal to go on the wake train here for a minute, but we didn't see that tonight, which kudos to you, Coastal, for keeping yourself contained. Maybe you're not relapsing after all, buddy.
If it happens, it happens. I will be happy because not so much that they're together, that the law office is gone.
Oh, now you're gonna say that in front of Caden. You should hear what he says, Caden, when we're behind, when we're not on air. It's absolutely. It looks like one of those conspiracy theory things that you have where there's, strings attaching to different things and all kinds of push pins. Yeah, something like that. Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Well, that's all right. Well, sorry, Coastal. We'll keep doing what we can, but
as long as we get rid of the orange, I'm okay.
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair.
All right. Well, other than that, folks, I think that is it for our time with Caden Koyama. Champ, keep on rocking and rolling here. You're definitely making history with that Charge title. I want to see you keep on rocking and rolling with that.
Thank you so much. I really appreciate that. I'll definitely do everything I can. This belt's not going anywhere anytime soon, but just gotta keep on keeping on, man.
And just make sure you keep the eyes in the back of your head for law office. Make sure you guys got contingency plans going. You and Johnny, specifically, because you guys are holding some gold there that I'm sure the law office wouldn't mind taking from you. So,
no doubt. Well, we were dirty players in this game. We know what to do, and we know what to look for. So we'll be all right.
I guess Hunter has one more question.
Okay.
All right. So before we let Koyama go, we'll have Hunter post his question. I swear to God, if it takes 10 minutes.
Well, Eric Reyes actually had one.
Oh, go ahead.
Hey Koyama, how would you possibly defend yourself against me?
Yeah,
that's what I thought. I wasn't sure if he was being serious. I was. What? That's why I kind of laughed. Yeah.
By smashing your face into the ground with a pedigree. 1, 2, 3. What happened?
What happened?
Yeah, that's the question we have for you, Eric Reyes. What happened?
With the Star Destroyer, because his hair is going to cushion the blow of the pedigree, it might not be as effective. So okay. I like the Star Destroyer.
I can do that.
there's multiple ways to get rid of Eric Graves.
Mhm.
All right.
Also hair hygiene products. That's another way.
All right. We got the question. I always like to ask this because everyone has a different answer. If you could write a letter to a younger Caden Koyama, what would it say?
Man, I would just say like, you never know where you're gonna go. You never know what's gonna happen, and life takes you in the craziest directions. So just steady the course and don't give up on the things that you believe in and the things that you love.
There you go. And I think with that one right there, and then Marcio comes in, Eric would beat your ass. That's what would happen
Okay.
from Marcio.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. So before this gets out of hand, Caden, appreciate you coming on the show as always.
Thank you, boys. I appreciate you having me on. Let's do this again. I'm down to come on anytime.
Absolutely. Bring your brother next time.
Oh yeah, I'll hit up Johnny. We'll definitely make it happen.
All right, buddy. Appreciate you.
All right, right on, guys. We'll talk to you soon.
See you later, Caden. All right. That was your reigning charge champion, Caden Koyama. You can catch him live defending that title every week on Rocky Mountain Pro Charge every Wednesday from 7 p.m. Mountain Now time. That's 9 p.m. over on the eastern side of the country on youtube.com/@RMP Wrestling. You can catch him every week. Boys, what'd you
Sometimes
think?
twice a week.
Sometimes twice a week, yeah. Boys, what'd you think?
It's great getting some insight, see kind of where he's coming from. Very confident with that charge title, and I still didn't. He laid the challenge down, so I'd be interested to see if the professional accepts it.
Caden's always well spoken. That's why I love having him as a guest commentator. He's
He's good.
He's very well
Yeah,
thought
yeah.
out. Yeah, and we feed off each other very well. And his interviews, it's very insightful. And he's not he's not too full of himself, but he's also very confident with this title reign, and that's what I think that came off very well in this interview. Is that he feels very good about what he's done, but he's not full of himself like a lot of other guys
Do
would
you
be.
want to know
So
what's different? Because the last time he was on this show, Lucas, he was. Because he was a part of the wake.
I thought that was a great interview.
This was a different side of Caden that we really never got to see or talk to one-on-one before. This is a Caden that's very humble and that appreciates where he's at in life.
Yep.
Completely different interview from a couple years ago when we had Caden on with the wake. So, all right. Other than that, folks, that is going to actually wrap up the show this evening. There is going to be a schedule thing. We've been talking about it for the past couple weeks. There is not going to be a show next Sunday because I am going to be well away from this country. So there's no show on Sunday coming up, but the following Sunday, as of right now, it looks like it's on tap to happen November 9th. For some reason, if I don't get back in town before the show, which could happen, it depends on the border situation, of course. But if I don't get back in town in time, we're probably going to move that over to Monday. So, November 10th. So, we're not going to miss another week. We're just going to move it over a day. Maybe. So we will keep you guys informed on that. But as of right now, it's just November 3rd. There's no show. We do expect to be back November 9th. As of right now. Worst case scenario, we come back November 10th. And Marky Pins will also be back that time as well. Other than that, folks, that is going to wrap up our show. I'm not going to do the YouTube Rumble thing because that was screwy the last time. So we're just going to find somebody to raid over on Twitch. Real quick.
Who's on?
Lucas, actually, I didn't even bring this up. Lucas, do we have anything for RMP Live coming up?
So we don't have anything coming up this current week. So you guys enjoy your Halloween. Have a happy and safe Halloween. Our next show will be Supercharged, November 6th. So you guys make sure you go to our rmpwrestling.com, our webpage, and get information on tickets and all that good stuff. That'll be our next pay-per-view is November 6th at the Quarry. Another big weekend following that is we're going to have charge tapings following up at Bierstadt that weekend as well. And so make sure you go to our webpage and follow us on all the socials so you can keep up on everything going on.
Oh, so when we get back, we got Supercharged to cover.
Yes.
I got to find some time. Clearly. Actually, no, that's not true. Whenever it goes live to the public, that's when we cover it.
Correct. So yeah, we'll see when it gets dropped.
Yeah. Let's see. That. All right, we're gonna raid over to Sin Fritz. Get rid of that. Bring you guys back up. All right. All right, we're gonna raid over to Sin Fritz on Twitch, Rumble, YouTube. Greatly appreciate you as always. We will see you guys in a couple weeks. This should be the last thing for the rest of the year that we have to worry about in terms of scheduling. So from here on out, we're going to be finishing 2025 normally. So sorry for the inconvenience,
Months
of
the Peak
course.
Awards, man.
Yeah, we got the Peak Awards coming up too. Yeah, that's something that we're going to be really kind of talking about. And I think I have a rough estimate on when we're going to do the nomination show. I think it's either going to be the last week of November or the first week of December. I haven't quite nailed that down officially yet, but when we do, we will let you know. So, all right. We still got about 20 seconds left. I can't think of anything else to promote other than Supercharge coming up on the 6th. And, yeah, RMP is kind of going into their slow season right now, so there's not really a whole hell of a lot to talk about. There will be dates coming up, obviously, but it's going to be more sporadic. All right, 5 seconds left. Ladies and gentlemen, we will see you guys later. As always, take